She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another day and she solving another case. Cause she litigate with dignity and grace. She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another day and she solving another case. Cause she litigate with dignity and grace.
Hello, litigators, opinionators, instigators, haters, all y'all. Good morning. Hello, guys. Good evening. My gosh, the update has happened so fast in this story. I just talked about this story yesterday about Carilee Russell. And a lot of us were wrestling with the story that she told us, okay, because most of us was not really believing what she was saying, okay? Some people came to her defense, but a lot of us was like, girl, you're lying. Okay, girl, bye. And well, as soon as we did the story, y'all, the next day, today, the officers had a press conference, y'all. A hot mess. They had a press conference and they basically essentially just said they don't believe this girl. She is lying. Like, her story does not make sense. I mean, they didn't come out and directly say it, but indirectly with what they were saying, they literally discredited her story, y'all. So some of the suspicious things that came out, let's just kind of go over some of the suspicious stuff that has already come out. All right. First of all, the cops said they have not verified most of what Carilee has said. They do say, though, that nude photos were taken while she was missing. So I don't know what that's all about, but we're going to get into it. Another weird thing is she stopped by a store at Target and got a bunch of snacks. Well, when the officers came to search that area, conveniently, the snacks were not there. Now, I know good and well somebody who kidnapping her not going to be like, oh, go take them snacks while we're at it so we can eat these while we're kidnapping her. Girl, bye. It sound like a plan to me that she did. And then not only that, when they did the press conference, y'all, they said that she had did all these weird, suspicious searches days before. She searched the movie Taken, y'all. She searched what it costs to issue an Amber Alert, y'all. This girl is just I don't know what's wrong with her. They even asked whether this could be mental health related. They said they don't see any evidence of mental health. But we're gonna watch that press conference, y'all. But let's read this article because this article has some juicy stuff in it. So I really wanted to read it real quick. But cops basically haven't verified most of Carilee Russell's story. They say that. Let me turn this down, y'all. Sorry, I don't know what this is going. It's too loud. Let me turn this off. Hush it. Let's read this article here. So this article basically says cops haven't verified most of Carilee Russell's story, but she says nude photos were taken while she was missing. So again, the girl thought this story out. You know what I'm thinking? Because she did all these searches online. She searched for the movie Taken. She watching this movie to try to reenact the movie, basically to get back at her boyfriend. That's what I think. That's my opinion, y'all. It's just my humble opinion that she's doing this to get back at her boyfriend because they have some issues, in my opinion. Now, the man is fine, but I wouldn't go through all this to keep a man. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's just my opinion. But anyways, she searched that movie before this happened. She searched for Amber Alert. She searched some real weird stuff. So it sounds like to me she carefully planned this out. She carefully thought out the story. Even when she called 911, it sounded so convincing because in my opinion, it feels like she already basically wrote a script, and what she was doing was just reenacting it, kind of like Jussie Smollett. She had this carefully thought out. But anyways, let's read this article that was just written 45 minutes ago. Police said Wednesday that they've been unable to verify initial statements made by Carilee Russell, the Alabama woman who allegedly disappeared last week after saying she saw a toddler walking on the interstate. But officials did say that before she went missing, she made internet searches about paying for Amber Alerts. So either this woman is Cleopatra, whatever them people who are psychic, or this sounds really weird. How do you already predicting that there's going to be an Amber Alert that's needed? It sounds like she already thought of this story about a child on the freeway, okay? Because before she went missing, she searched how to pay for an Amber Alert, how to take money from a register without getting caught, and she also searched the movie Taken. So it sounds like this woman had this all carefully thought out. She planned it out, basically. This doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. Y'all let me know in the chat. Police said Russell told them she was forced into an 18-wheeler truck and taken to a home where a man and a woman told her to get undressed and then took photos of her. So she claiming they took nude photos of her and all that. I'm like, why would they do a nude photo shoot with this girl? This just don't sound right. I mean, I don't know, y'all. Y'all let me know. This is a picture of the girl. What is wrong with this girl? I don't know. Police in Hoover, a city about 10 miles south of Birmingham, have been investigating the disappearance of the 25-year-old nursing student who returned home just 2 days after she went missing on Thursday night. And I think she returned home because she didn't realize her case was going to make this much national attention. She thought it was going to be just some little small call to the police, you know, maybe a little search for her, and she was going to come home. That's what she thought. Girl, bye. During a news conference this afternoon, Hoover Police Chief Nicholas C. Dervis said what happened during Russell's 49 hours she was missing after calling 911 and saying there was a child calling on interstate remains under investigation. Now, I really like the guy who did the conference because he was so classy. He could have really went off on this girl and said some things about her, but he kept it very classy. I really admired that about him. Because he really could have went in on this girl, but he really didn't. He kept it, you know, he indirectly basically called her a liar without saying it, basically. Dervis said investigators spoke to Russell on Sunday, who had a small injury on her lip. Wow. I wonder how she got that little small injury on her lip. And said her head was hurting. She told police that after seeing the young child walking on the interstate, she was abducted and taken by a male with orange hair and a woman. Dervis said, orange hair? Guys, have you ever heard of somebody with orange hair? That right there sounds weird. And that's the only description she has of him is just orange hair and a woman. She claims she never saw the woman, just heard her voice, y'all, but whatever. She claimed he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in a trailer of an 18-wheeler, Dervis said. She stated the male was with a female, however, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. Dervis and Russell told police she managed to escape her abductors the next day somewhere in West Hoover and made it home by foot. But Dervis said investigators have been unable to corroborate much of Russell's claims. What we can say is we've been unable to verify most of Carilee's initial statements made to investigators. Well, you haven't been able to verify it, sir, because she's lying, in my opinion. And my subscribers, we already figured that out yesterday. Good job, subscribers. Y'all was on it yesterday. And we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case. Right there, they're basically saying that she's lying again. They're not going to say it out loud, but they're just saying she's lying because they're like, there's no threat to the public, meaning there is no perpetrator. And remember, we were looking at the body language of the dad, and the dad was already saying with his head that there wasn't a perpetrator. He kept shaking no, even though he was trying to lie and say yeah. So, I mean, the dad already told on a girl with his body language, okay? Dervis also said that investigators, with the help of U.S. Secret Service, analyzed Russell's cell phone on the days leading up to her disappearance and the day that she vanished. And some of the internet searches found included a search about a one-way bus ticket to Birmingham to Nashville. So she was trying to sneak to go to Birmingham to basically pretend like she got kidnapped. But this case got way out of hand, y'all. On July 11th, there was a search for, do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? July 11th, that was before this happened. So clearly she had this story all planned out, y'all. On Thursday, there was a search for how to take money from a register without getting caught. So basically she was going to try to steal money and try to take this trip to Birmingham to try to pretend like she was kidnapped because she knew if she used her debit or ATM, then the officers would be able to track her. This girl really was trying to reenact the movie Taken. Because also on Thursday, she searched for the movie Taken, a movie starring Liam Neeson about abduction. This is why I feel like she did this to get back at her man and try to make it look like he was the one who did it. Basically frame her man and make it look like he did it. Okay? Because remember, the boyfriend was talking about how people kept accusing him of kidnapping her when in reality, he didn't kidnap her. I do think it's highly unusual on this day someone gets kidnapped that they're searching the internet, Googling the movie Taken about an abduction. I find that very strange. Dervis said at the news conference. And so again, Dervis, the way he's saying it, again, he's being very classy, because you guys know if we would have said it, we would have been like, this girl lying. But he just saying it in the most direct, most classy way and say, oh, I find it strange. But we were like, we find that this girl lying, okay? That's basically what he's trying to say, but he's not going to say that. You know what I mean? Russell disappeared Thursday evening after calling 911 just after 9:30 p.m. to report seeing a toddler on Interstate 459 South, Hoover police said. She had also called a relative to report seeing the child, the imaginary child, y'all. Now we know it's an imaginary child. There was no child on that highway, in my opinion, okay? And said she was going to help them before the relative lost contact with her, police said. In a statement Tuesday night, police said they did not locate any evidence of a toddler walking down the interstate, and there were no additional 911 calls reporting sightings of the child. So why is it that she's the only one that's seen this child? Okay. It just sounds suspicious, y'all. Detectives also said that before getting on the highway, Russell had gone to a Target to purchase some snacks. So, see, she already had this thought out, y'all. She was trying to get some snacks that she could take with her on the road. You know what I mean? Because she knew she was going to leave the food that she bought for her parents in the car, because she's trying to make it look like a legit kidnapping. So she was like, I can't eat this food. I got to leave this in the car. So I'm about to give me some snacks for the road. But see, this girl wasn't thinking that the cops were not going to look at all these details and look at every single transaction she did. She didn't really put all that together. Okay. When the police arrived to the interstate following her 911 call, they found her car, her cell phone, a wig, and other items, but not the Target purchases. You see, the reason why she made the 911 call, guys, is because she knew the officers would come there and they'd be able to confiscate all her stuff to ensure nobody would steal her items. That's why she called 911. It wasn't really, and also to keep this little story going that the kid's on the road too, to make it look like she really got kidnapped. But y'all, she knew the cops were going to come there and see her stuff and confiscate it and return it to her parents. So she was like, okay, I'm going to leave all this stuff here, make it look like it's a real kidnapping, and it's really not, in my opinion. Russell returned home on foot Saturday night, and her story does not make sense, y'all. It just doesn't. Okay. Police said Tuesday they obtained surveillance video from Russell's neighborhood that showed her walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arriving home. Again, that's suspicious. How are you just calmly walking down the sidewalk home? If you really got kidnapped, she would not try to walk home. She would run to the nearest area, wherever she is, the nearest door, and try to get help. This girl's just strolling around at night, just walking calmly in the neighborhood like nothing ever happened. She lying. She lying. Who does that? Okay. Police responded to the home, and Russell was taken to a hospital for an evaluation, treated, and released. Police said Tuesday detectives spoke to Russell very briefly upon her return home and were waiting for her to be made available to obtain a more detailed statement about what happened when she was missing. But her family's now saying, oh, she's not ready to speak. Well, because y'all know she lying. Ha! Her attorney probably told her to remain silent, y'all, because she knows if she keep talking, she's going to be found. She's going to get charged for lying to the police, reporting a crime a false crime, basically, that didn't even happen. When contacted by NBC News on Wednesday, Russell's family had no comment on the police press conference. Wow. So after this conference today, the family's all of a sudden silent now. They've been so vocal on everything. The mom just came out talking, everybody coming out speaking except for the dad. Y'all know he was quiet because they knew he was going to say something that was going to expose the lie. Okay. They kept him nice and quiet, y'all. But anyway, after this press conference, the family has nothing to say now. But in an interview that aired Tuesday on NBC's Today Show, Russell's parents said their daughter had been abducted. Girl, bye. That girl abducted herself. Okay, she kidnapped herself for them days. They did not share details on what unfolded in the hours Russell was missing, nor how she returned home, citing the ongoing investigation. We tried to hug her as best we could, but I had to stand back because she was not in a good state. That is a lie. Come on. That mom rubbed me the wrong way. I'm sorry. I don't believe the mom because, like I said yesterday, if my kid just came back from being kidnapped, I don't care. You're not gonna hold me back. I'm not standing back nowhere. I'm about to hug my kid. I'm about to check on her, see how she's doing. I'm gonna be all on my daughter. So I was finding that kind of weird. The mom's so calm and cool and collected because she knows something. She know everybody know their kid. She know her daughter lied. Come on, Talitha. That's what Talitha Robinson Russell said, the mother. She said on moments after her daughter returned home. So this was essentially a summary of the press conference. I'm about to play it for y'all. Before I play that, I do want to play this. What is this? Hoover Investigations. I want to play a little bit of this video real quick, and then we go play this press conference, y'all. This girl over here lying to everybody and they mama. Everybody in the chat who was saying that she was lying, you guys were right. Good job. Those people, everybody was calling her out before I even called her out. Everybody was in the chat like, girl, bye, that girl lying. I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but everybody in the chat was not buying her story. Good job, y'all. Let's hear what this is not the press conference, but let's hear what this news agency had to say, because this information came out last night. As soon as we finished our live, y'all, information came out like right after that. And I was like, I'm not about to go back on live. So I wanted to wait until the press conference to kind of summarize everything into part 2. So let's play this.
13. Breaking news is happening right now.
And that breaking news, Hoover police getting an update in the Carilee Russell disappearance.
In the last hour, we've learned the department will hold a press conference tomorrow afternoon. WVTM 13's Aaron Llewellyn joining us now with the latest. This story has captivated the nation, Aaron.
Yes, guys, Sherry. Since Carilee Russell reported a toddler walking on I-459, there have been several questions about what happened leading up to and during the 49 hours that she was missing. Now, let's take a look at that timeline. Carilee called 911 to report what she saw on the highway. But when police arrived, all they could find was her wig, her phone, and her Apple Watch and her car. This led to a multi-search for Carilee in a massive social media campaign that ended with her walking to her parents' house late Saturday night. Hoover police have also released new facts from the investigation, the biggest one being that police did not have any evidence that a toddler was walking down the interstate, and no calls were made to police about seeing the child.
Strike one. See what the police are doing. The police are very classy. They're not going to come out and call this girl a liar. What they're going to do is they're going to give you the pieces of the puzzle so that you can put the puzzle together to basically create the picture in your mind of what they're trying to say. And what the officers are trying to say is that she's lying. So this is the first key evidence of why they're saying she's lying. The first key evidence is, number one, no evidence of a toddler walking on the highway. We saw that when we saw the video yesterday. A lot of us watched that surveillance and everybody in the chat was like, I don't see a toddler anywhere on the side of the road. And the officers are coming out and saying, yeah, they don't see a toddler on the side of the road. So that's strike one, that this girl's possibly lying. The strike two is Carilee bought snacks at Target and those were not found in the car. They already know that's weird. Everybody know, y'all know that's weird in the chat. Come on now. If she's really kidnapped, do you think a kidnapper gonna have some time to be like, oh, let's check her car. Oh, look, let's take these snacks with us. That's weird. No, they're gonna get her and leave. Like, how did she just conveniently take her Target snacks with her? This girl thought this thing out. She planned it out. She created this whole story. She did all these searches on the internet to figure out a story that she was gonna go with. And she bought that little dinner for her mom to make it look like she really was on her way home to deliver some food to make it look like a legit kidnapping. But on the side, she went and got some little Target snacks because she was going to take them snacks to the Red Roof Inn, where I think that's where she was staying at. That's just my opinion. But let's keep going on with the picture that the officers are trying to create for us.
And after leaving work Thursday, Carilee stopped at a nearby Target to get some snacks, but they were not found in her car. Detectives also have video from Carilee's neighborhood, which shows her walking down the sidewalk alone prior to her getting to her house on Saturday night.
Strike three. So there's 3 different red flags the officers are creating for you. Again, officers are not going to come out and call this girl a liar. They're going to give you the pieces of the puzzle, and they want you to use that information to summarize what you think, conclude. So the 3 pieces here of evidence showing this woman's a liar. Number 1, no evidence of a toddler on the road. Number 2, Carilee bought some snacks, and them snacks conveniently just happened to just go with her with the kidnapper. I don't understand. Number 3, Carilee was walking alone in her neighborhood Saturday. Now, if she really was kidnapped, do you think she's going to calmly just be walking home? And why would the kidnappers kidnap her near and go near her house? Because the story she told during the press conference, we're going to watch that press conference, y'all. But the story that was told to the officers is that she escaped this trailer and ran through the woods and so magically appeared near her neighborhood. Girl, bye. Girl, do you think we really believe this fake story, how it just conveniently all folds together near your mom's house? Like this kidnapper they're going to take her as far as they could away from that crime scene. You think they really gonna go stay in the area where she was? Oh, guys, come on. And then when she get kidnapped, she walking calmly through the neighborhood. You passed up all these opportunities to go to a house to get help just to get home. Like, it doesn't make sense. And nobody came looking for you. You weren't frantically trying to get away. Don't you think the kidnappers would have been chasing after her to get her? So they just let her leave? And I thought she was fighting for her life. If she was fighting for her life, how does she only have one little small minor injury on her lip and her little headache? That's it. If you fighting for your life, you would see this girl all messed up. No, girl, bye.
Good afternoon.
This is WVTM 13. Breaking news is happening right now.
In that condition, she was later treated and released from a local hospital. Now, again, Hoover Police will have a press conference where we can expect them to release more details about what happened that night. That press conference is expected to start at 2:30, and we will bring that to you on air and online. But for right now,
So that was a little snippet of information that the officers gave us yesterday before they had the press conference today, because they wanted to get us ready, y'all, for what they really were going to unfold and let us know, basically, this girl is lying. Okay. Everybody and their mama knows she lying at this point. I'm really proud of people online who is calling her out, because people were saying, oh man, in the Black community, we never support one another. Why aren't you happy that she's home? Okay, we're happy she's home. But the issue that I have with Miss Carilee, y'all, is that she's making it hard for the Black community and other real Black victims out there. Okay, for the first time in our life, we finally see, the police officers, the media, everybody coming out and advocating for a Black life. And the officers did a good job. They called every resource. They had the federal authorities involved. They did everything they could to try to find this girl. And she's literally messing it up for other victims. Now, there was somebody at the press conference and they asked the same question to the authorities. They were like, if this story's fake, do you think it's going to affect other future Black victims? And they were like, no, we're going to use all resources in all cases. But you know what? This is a national case now, and you got authorities in all other states, and this is going to affect other states. They're going to be reluctant if you got, parents coming out saying their kid is missing and she's a Black woman. They're going to be like, well, is it real? Is this another Carilee Russell situation? That's what we're dealing with. We struggle so much with getting our voice heard as it relates to Black victims. And this woman just made it so hard, which is why I'm frustrated with her. And I'm not going to be too light on her, because I feel like she's really harming the Black community by making up this fake story. It's like, seriously? And then she planned the whole thing out, had her snacks ready to go, made up this fake story, looking up how to do a fake Amber Alert and how to pay for one. Like, it's just girl bye. So let's listen to this press conference, y'all, and see what was really going on with Miss Lion Carilee here, Miss I feel Jussie Smollett Jr.
To speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained, which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carilee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carilee's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight, 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from
Sorry, y'all, the sound is going out, the connection. But I think I'm gonna go find another one because that one is just like a middle part of the press conference. So I'm gonna see if I can find here. I got the
Carly's mother stating that a relative was on the phone with her and they heard Carly scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carly's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for Tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her
Sorry, y'all. This connection, y'all know my internet be tripping sometimes. I'm gonna use this other one because I actually like this one. It's a little more complete than what we had. So I'm gonna play this one.
I'm Captain Keith Sescaleba. That's spelled Keithczeskaleba with the Hoover Police Department. Joining me at the podium today will be Hoover Mayor Frank Brocato, spelled Brocato, and Hoover Police Chief Nick Derzis, spelled Derzis. You may also hear from Lieutenant Daniel Lowe, spelled Lowe, of the Hoover Police Investigations Division. Mayor Brocato will make a brief opening statement, and then Chief Derzis will read a prepared statement. After Chief's statement, our city, but the entire state and the nation as well. The media quickly joined us to get the word out about Carly. Our community sprung into action, and they organized search parties, arranged prayer vigils, and they took other steps that I'm not even aware of to help in this situation. The Hoover Police Department quickly rallied multiple partner agencies, stopping at nothing to find Carly. I'd like to take this time to say thank you first to the Hoover Police Department, our partner agencies, our wonderful community. This time, I'll turn the microphone over to Hoover Police Chief Nick Derzis. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank everyone for being here today. Besides me stands the team who played a significant role in this investigation. I want to thank our department, members of surrounding local law enforcement agencies, the FBI, Secret Service, United States Marshals, and ALEA for their assistance in this case. We said from the evening of July 13th, our focus would be the safe return of Carly Russell. That occurred on Saturday, July 15th, approximately 49 hours after she called 911 and disappeared. From that point, our focus has been to determine Carly's whereabouts during that time and what exactly took place. Let me say up front, this investigation is not over. We're still working this case, and we'll be working this case until we uncover every piece of evidence that helps us account for the 49 hours that Carly Russell was missing. However, through the public interest, and in some cases, public fear that this story has generated, we owe it to our citizens to tell them the facts that we have uncovered. So I will give you the facts that we know today. On July 13th, at approximately 8:20 p.m., Carly left work from a business at the Summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carly concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Tzatziki's at the Colonnade and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. Carly communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
Now listen closely to this 911 call, guys. You can tell this girl carefully thought this thing out because she didn't have any hesitations in her voice. She really made it look so persuasive. So listen up to this 911 call.
on Interstate 459, and there's just a kid just walking by themselves. Oh, hold on. Where on 459 are you? I'm right next to the exit 10 by the cover bed, like you get off by the bed. Okay, so you're before that exit? Yes. Okay, and were you headed southbound or northbound? Like towards Tuscaloosa or towards 280? Towards Tuscaloosa. Okay, and was the child on the left or right side? On the right side. Were they walking northbound or southbound? They're walking towards Tuscaloosa. Walking southbound? Or how old do they look? Like a toddler, like maybe like 3 or 4. Did you pull over with them? Are you still with them? Yes. Okay, are you with the child right now? No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car. I can see them though. Do you mind staying and keeping an eye on them until we get there? Yeah, sure, yeah. Okay, what kind of car are you in? I'm in a red Mercedes-Benz. Is that a sedan or SUV? SUV. I mean, it's a sedan. Sorry. Can you put your hazards on for me? Yeah, they're on. Okay. Did you talk to the child at all, or did you say anything to them? No. Okay. No. Do they look like they're injured? No, they don't. Are they white, like Hispanic, or Asian? They're white. Okay. Is it male or female? I think it's a boy, a little boy. Right now? Okay. So is he wearing clothes? Yes. Okay. What is he wearing? It's a white t-shirt, and it doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper. And you don't see any cars anywhere? No, no cars anywhere. Okay. All right. What's your name? My name is Carilee Russell. And you don't see any injuries on the child from where you're at, correct? No, but I can't really see they're not good. Okay, try to keep an eye on them for the best that you can, because I don't want you to lose track of them. Okay. All right, and do they have shoes on? No. Not that I can see. I can't really see that one. Okay. All right, I've got them on the way, okay? Just try to keep an eye on them, but the officers are on the way, okay? Okay, thanks. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Carly called a relative after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carly's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carly's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight, 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carly's mother stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carly scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers.
One of y'all was saying y'all think that she's still telling the truth. I mean, if she's telling the truth, how is it that everybody and their mama, including all the officers that did the investigation, nobody believe her? I mean, wouldn't you think the officers would have found something to corroborate what she said? Like this officer just said all these things showing that she was lying. He said there was no snacks in the car. There was no corroboration of a toddler being there. She did all these weird searches online, searching for Amber Alert, how to pay for an Amber Alert. She searched for the movie Taken before this happened. She searched for how to steal money from a register without being caught. Like, she was just searching just things that were suspicious. There's just too many red flags. And then how do you just walk home casually after being kidnapped without, like, don't you think if she really got kidnapped, she'd be trying to run to the nearest location? And then her boyfriend says she fought for her life, but there's no injuries on her except for one little small minor little cut on her lip and a little minor headache. There's just too much stuff that's showing if it looked like a duck, quack like a duck, smell like a duck, y'all, it's a duck. She looked like a liar. She's talking like a liar. She's acting like a liar. She's a liar, in my humble opinion, y'all. I'm just saying. I mean, I wanted to believe she was telling the truth too, Christina, girl. I'm on your side. I wish, because like I said, in history, we don't usually see much advocacy for Black lives. So I was happy to see a great change in that. You know, people were advocating for her. You had all these officers involved, the media, everybody was covering the story. It was amazing. So I really hope it was real, but it's just coming out. It don't sound real. And some of her neighbors are alleging that she stayed at the Red Roof Inn, which some of the 911 dispatchers confirmed yesterday. We listened to some of the 911 dispatchers who confirmed that the family also confirmed that she was at the Red Roof Inn, and that she was trying to fake this story to get back at her boyfriend because they had an argument. That's what it sounds like it is, because in the movie Taken, didn't that girl Taken? I don't know if that's the movie I'm talking about. It might be another movie where the lady basically framed her husband, and you know, like and you know, basically kidnapped herself. So you guys, I don't know. I wish. Look at these ducks in the chat. Y'all funny. I love y'all. No, y'all did not put the. Oh my God, y'all taking me out with this. Y'all did not put the duck emojis. I'm done. I'm just saying, I wish she was telling the truth, but y'all, it looked like she lying. Even this officer here, he's refuting everything that she said. And even when they asked him, do you think a real crime happened? He said no. So I'm sorry. I don't think there's any hint that this girl is telling the truth. I know, Bruna, y'all funny. Y'all putting y'all had taken me out. Sherry said, out of all that traffic, she's the only one that's seen a child. Give me a break. Right. Don't you think people in the cars would have been calling all over the place if they seen a child if this was real? Come on, y'all. I wish it was real, Christina So Fly Girl. I wish. I really do. But the more information comes out, the more it sounds like a lie to me. And now the parents are hiding her. They won't even let her talk to the officers. This sounds like Jussie Smollett all over again. Remember, Jussie Smollett wasn't cooperating with the officers? Well, she's not cooperating with the officers now. It just sounds suspect.
Officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carly's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for Tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene. Hoover Police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carly. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies assisted Hoover Police in the search for Carly Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carly, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by her family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 center receives a call from Carly's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carly walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. Detectives, the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back.
Orange hair, guys? Orange hair? That don't even sound... That's all she could give us? You don't have no orange hair. This girl lying.
Joining
Around the scene.
Word, you lose your pics if you switch to Android? It's all good with easy data transfer.
Are you ready to
sorry guys, these annoying ads.
And overcome
I hate these ads.
Hoover police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carlee. Else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by her family, friends, began looking when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. Detectives, the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded, but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was...
What kind of story? The woman played with her hair? She could have, guys, she could have did better than this. A man with orange hair and a woman playing with her hair. Girl, bye. What kind of story? She sat here and thought of this whole story, and that's all she could come up with. What is this? So the lady treated her like a little Barbie doll? I'm done.
Was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock.
Now, that's another inconsistent statement because you remember, guys, you got to really look at this girl's story. It doesn't make sense. Initially, she said they told her that they took off all her clothes and took pictures of her while she was naked. Okay? So if they really kidnapped her, don't you think they would have took that $100? So how did the $100 end up conveniently in her sock now? She lying. The girl is lying. Like, her story doesn't make sense. You said they took all your clothes off and then all of a sudden you end up with $100-something. No, that money would have been gone. They would have robbed her, took her money. All of a sudden she got all her money back. No, sound fake to me.
Out of respect for Carlee and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carly's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to their disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term, "Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "How to take money from a register without being caught," was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term Birmingham bus station was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were 2 searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carly's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carly's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. We've asked to interview Carly a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions.
And look at that. That's suspect. If she's such a victim, y'all, how come they didn't grant the request for her to speak to the officers again? Because they know she's lying. They tried to make it sound like, oh, we're not going to let her talk because she's not ready to speak right now because she's really emotionally, going through some stuff. Girl, bye. The reason why they don't want her to speak because they already found out she's lying. And they know the officers are going to speak to her again because they want to really hone in on them inconsistent statements. She sounded like a Jussie Smollett. Remember, Jussie Smollett wasn't complying with the officers, and he wasn't really trying to speak to them and be more and being cooperative. That's what her family sound like. They sound like they all trying to cover up for her now because they know she lying, and they know the more she speaks to the officers, the more they're going to figure out her story is wrong. Her story is inconsistent. She's going to be changing the story so many times. So they told her to shut up. They're like, girl, you're not saying anything else to these cops. That's how you know it's a red flag. If you're really a victim, you'll talk to the cops no matter how many times they ask you to speak to them. So it just sounds real weird. All of a sudden, she's not cooperating because she know they figured out that she's lying.
Left to be answered, but only Carly can provide those answers. What we can say is that we've been unable to verify most of Carly's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case. Thank you very much.
Wow, did y'all hear that? They said they have no reason to feel that there's any threat to the public at all. Period. The cops said they're not even looking for anybody. Notice there's another red flag that we haven't identified. If there really was a suspect, why did she only give us little bland descriptions? Orange hair and bald in the back. They don't have any photo. You know how they'll do a sketch or a drawing of the suspect and they would have posted it by now because they already interviewed her. If she really was kidnapped, they would have had a sketch of this suspect, and they would have had that all plastered everywhere. Notice there's no sketches at all of some possible suspect because she's lying. Girl, you've been with this guy for 48 hours and you don't know what he looked like? Lying. She didn't say anything about him having a mask on, so clearly she saw him allegedly if he's so real. But all you describe is orange hair, and there's no sketches that are being shown on the news outlets. The officers already figured her out that she lying. Now they ain't gonna say it. They want you to figure it out. That's why they're giving you all the clues and they're telling you everything to say, this here, look, this isn't right, this isn't right, this isn't right, this isn't right. Because they want you to put all the pieces together to be like, okay, this girl's straight up lying. Because they know if they say it, then they gonna know the Black Lives Matter crew and everybody gonna come out and be like, oh, the officers are racist and la 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 la. They can't do that. So they're like, we just gonna give them we're going to let them know indirectly. We're going to tell them all the evidence that shows that she's lying, but we're not going to come out and say it because we already know everybody and their mama going to come for us saying we racist and all that, and we really aren't. We're just this girl lying. That's just keeping it real. Okay, we're just keeping it real. So let's hear, I wanted you guys to hear these questions and answers now that the reporters came out with, because it has some interesting information during the questions and answer section.
With that, we'll open the floor for some questions. Please raise your hand and I will call on you. Carol.
Chief, do you expect any charges against Carlee Russell in connection with the disappearance and in connection with what was taken from the Woodhouse spa?
Right now, our focus is to determine those 49 hours, so the investigation continues. So to be perfectly honest with you, that hasn't even entered our mind or been discussed.
One more question. Is it surprising to you that the family has not been cooperative in returning to be questioned?
Well, I think the family has stated to us that they didn't think that in her mental state right now, because of trauma of the incident, that she's not ready to talk, is what we've been told.
Oh, whatever.
Question for Chief. You stated that the abductor.
That girl is lying. She was ready to talk the first time. She not ready to talk this time because she know they're going to find out the inconsistencies in her story. And she know they figured her out, so that's why she's not talking. She got what she wanted too. She got her man back over here being her little cheerleader again and all caring, because she did all that to get his reaction, in my opinion. So she got what she wanted, y'all, was her man back. This is a shame. The things people do to get their man. You know what this sound like? There's this TV show called For My Man, and all these women be going out here committing all these crimes for their man just to keep their man. This is what this sound like to me. It sound like she was willing to go through all this to get her man back for her man. In my opinion, that's what it sounds like to me.
Had orange hair. Was this abductor black male? Was it female? Black female? White female?
I believe it's a white male. Am I correct by saying that? Was it ever? Yeah, white male.
Is this alleged abductor yet on loose in the Hoover area?
Don't believe so.
Yes, ma'am.
Chief Brittany Dion, WBRC. Has a toxicology report been?
Girl, no kid exists, girl. Tiffany, if there was a kid existing, you know these officers would have been on that on the first day. They would have had an Amber Alert. Don't you notice there's been not one Amber Alert released in this case? Because there isn't a missing child, and the cops already figured that out. There's no video surveillance showing a kid on the side of the road. There is no evidence whatsoever. There's been no reports of a missing kid, and there's been no Amber Alerts. So, girl, there ain't no kid. She made it up. I don't know if Tiffany, you were here earlier, love, but this girl was over here doing searches about how to buy and pay for her Amber Alert. So she already had done this search before she called 911, way before she even got on the road. She basically already made up this story in her head before she called 911. Okay. It sounded like she was basically creating a little role in her head and trying to play a little role to get her man back. That's what it sounds like. And that's what the people are saying in the streets right now. People that live near her. The rumors over there in that area are saying that she did this to get her man back because they had an argument. And she called up her cousin and said it went way too far. And she did not expect all this publicity, which is why she ended up coming home in 48 hours, because she wasn't going to be home for a long time. But when the case went viral, she was like, oh, shoot, I did not expect it to go this viral. I need to get back home and try to calm this down.
Done, and were any drugs or illegal substances found in her system?
We have no report of that.
Is any indication of mental illness in this case?
Did y'all hear that? There's been no issues of mental illness in this case. So please, people have been coming for excuses saying maybe this was mental illness. No, some people are just habitual pathological liars. They may not have any mental health issues. They just lie for whatever ulterior motive. And I don't think this had anything to do with mental health. I think it had to do with her own selfish needs for why she wanted to do this. Whatever agenda she had, nobody will ever really know except for her. But some people in the streets in that area who know her, in particular her cousin, hint, are spreading rumors that she did this to get back at her man. That's what people are saying back in Alabama that know about the information, that are involved and know her and heard what she said to her cousin allegedly. They're saying she made this story up, called her cousin up at the hotel, this Red Roof Inn hotel, and was like, man, this thing went too far. I was really trying to do this to get back at my boyfriend because we argued or whatever, and I wanted him to, to pay for what he did, to basically be suffering all that stuff. And it sounded like that movie Taken to me, because isn't that what she did in the movie Taken? She's trying to get back at her, frame her husband or whatever. So it sounded like she was trying to reenact that movie, in my opinion.
There's been a concern in the community that if this turned out not to be a true story, that the next time a young woman of color was missing, that it might not be taken seriously. How would you respond to that?
I'd respond to say that we investigate every crime to the fullest, just like we have this one.
It sounds nice for what he said, but I highly don't believe that to be true. I mean, we can see that in history that Black lives are not valued in our country, in the U.S. But even if he has a good heart, he thinks he's going to investigate. He has to think about how it's going to affect law enforcement agencies across the United States now. It's not just going to affect Alabama. It's going to affect all the different states in the U.S. And so everybody's watching this case and they're seeing this woman here of color lying and causing all these resources to be used. Do you think these other law enforcement agencies in other states are really going to take Black lives seriously? It's going to make it more difficult. You're going to find that when people report their loved one missing, if she's a woman of color or a man of color, they're going to be like, oh, well, we got to wait and really see if she's missing or something. We're going to hold off. We really looking to see, is she really missing or did she go on her own? Like, it's going to make it even harder for victims. So, I mean, it sounded nice, y'all, to hear him say that. But like I said, we got people across the United States watching this case, and we got law enforcement agencies watching this. And I just feel like it's going to have a negative effect for years to come because of her. Oh, God. So selfish sometimes.
Was she traveling with anyone? Excuse me. Was she traveling with anyone since the time she disappeared, to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge.
Chief, I know you said you weren't.
Did you hear that? He literally called her a liar. The reporter said, was she traveling with anyone during this whole situation? He said, no, not to my knowledge. So he's basically saying that Carlee was lying, because Carlee claims this white guy with orange hair made her climb a fence and get into a car. And basically she's traveling in this trailer to an area with her and the woman. And they end up in an area with her and the woman. But when he says, no, she wasn't, he's basically saying she's lying. Like I said, this officer is not going to come out and say that she's a liar. He's going to give you the pieces of the puzzle, and he's going to allow you to make your own decision. And he's trying to do that in the most indirect way.
I'm able to verify a lot of aspects of the story. Where do you think she went? And how would you characterize what happened to her?
That's the $100 question. We pretty much know exactly what took place from the time she left work until she got on the 911 call, and we can see getting out of the car on the interstate from that footage. And after that, I think she only knows. We don't know.
Well, one quick follow-up. Her parents. Did you speak with Carlee's parents? And what?
Dang, y'all, he did another jab at her. Y'all missing all the jabs. He just did another indirect jab at her when he said, the rest of what happened, I think only she knows. If he really believed her story, he'd be like, only she knows and the perpetrator involved. He never says that. He says, only she knows. Because he knows she fabricated this story. He's indirectly calling this girl a liar so many times in his press conference. But that was right there so direct when he said, only she knows. If he really believed her story, he would have been like, yeah, about as far as what happened to her during those days, only she and the perpetrator would know. He didn't say that. This man is slick. He called her a liar in so many ways.
Why do you think it is they were so adamant that there was an abductor?
Yeah, I think parents are believing what their daughter's saying, and we've had a very good rapport with the parents, met with them on several occasions. I've talked to them today a few times, and to make them understand that we're under pressure from our community, not only in our community of the state, but nationally when the story hit. And I just wanted them to understand that today we were going to have a press conference, and what we were going to detail today are facts. And everything that I've told you today is actual facts. It's not innuendos. It's not what I think. It's not what these detectives think. It is the factual information that we have.
That's another indirect blow to her, calling her a liar, because he's saying what he's saying in the press conference are facts. So basically what the girl said is a lie. The facts, as he's saying, is there was no snacks found at the scene. She conveniently took her little snacks with her when she got kidnapped. She was like, oh, kidnapper, hold on. Can I get my Cheez-Its? I just bought those and the granola bars. If I can have those for lunch while you kidnap me. The second fact, she walks home just strolling along calmly after being kidnapped and no kidnapper goes after her. Interesting. The third is she allegedly, the legends that she fought for her life, y'all, but she has a minor little abrasion on her lip. Lies. And then the fourth situation, this girl over here playing with the girl's hair. What is this? Come on now. This officer already know. This detective already telling y'all.
How much time do you think you'll give the family before going back to court for sentencing?
Well, I think our detectives have talked to the parents, and we're ready. We're ready to talk as soon as she's ready. So, she called right now. We're ready.
You've had one word to describe what when it comes.
You know what's gonna happen? Carly ain't never gonna talk to them cops again. She not gonna give them any more reasons to basically show that she's a liar. She's never going to come talk and give a statement again. If she does, I'll be very surprised, because she already know they're on to her. So yeah, that whole, if she comes to talk to us today, no, she's not going to talk to y'all. She already know y'all on to her.
What would that
Ooh, how about unknown? We know the facts that we have. Everything else is unknown at this time.
In the back.
What have the past few days been like for you, your department? This has been a stressful search, hasn't it?
Well, absolutely. And again, the focus of the investigation that Thursday when she went missing, of course, the focus was to get Carly home. That's what we want all. We wanted her safe and sound. And that's all happened. And then, of course, this has gotten to be not only a local state story, but a national story. So, it is. It's a lot of stress on everyone in the Hoover Police Department and the mayor, to every citizen here. We want to know the truth.
As you stand here, are you frustrated?
I wouldn't say I'm frustrated. I mean, I'm very happy that Carly's home. That was the main ingredient here, and then we'll figure it out. I promise you that we'll end up figuring it out.
Any idea about the number of manpower hours or the expense of the drones and all the rest of the search that might have cost the city and the state and federal government?
Yeah, we haven't had time to consider that, but it's again, these detectives that are here. This is just a small group of people that have been associated with this case. We have put every available resource that we have on this case because we wanted to make sure that we found out everything. We wanted to get her home, and we have.
And that to me is so amazing, guys. You guys don't realize how amazing that is. Because how many times do we hear about when black victims go missing that the officers don't put a lot of their resources into it. They just neglect the case, and the parents are frustrated because the officers aren't really putting much resources into finding their child. And this detective here is saying they used all of their resources to find this girl. This is so sad. Like, we finally in the Black community have, acknowledgement that we matter. And this girl does this and just ruins it. Oh my God. And now she just set us back. I don't know how many more decades. Like, seriously, like this, she's the female Jussie Smollett, but to the worst degree, because she set us back so many decades now in our fight for equal value in this country.
Mental health problems?
Not that I'm aware of.
Can you just expand on the people?
And he just confirmed a second time that this is not related to mental health. So please, I know y'all beautiful empaths in the chat and everybody want to say mental health. He has confirmed twice. He's already talked to this girl. He can assess her. I know he's not a psychologist or whatever, but you can tell, even if you're not a psychologist and you're a lay person, you could tell if somebody's suffering from mental health. And based on him and what he's discussed and looked and assessed her, I don't think he thinks this is a mental health related issue. I think this relates to her personal desires to try to get what she wanted and try to get a reaction out of her man, in my opinion.
People from the state, federal resources brought in, what were they doing exactly as you all were searching for her? Can you just expand on that?
Sure. A lot of the from the FBI side, several agents helping us interview. I mean, as you well know, in a case like this, especially when it goes national, we got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calls. And when you get those calls, some of them may just be outlandish, but you got to follow up on them, because you never know that you may get that one tidbit. And I'd also say too that we had a great cooperation with the family. The family received hundreds and hundreds of tips, and every time they got a tip, they sent it to us.
Would you say a crime has been committed in this case?
Determine that now.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610 Summit Media. Question for Chief. With all of the searches that you mentioned, Chief, that were on Carly's phone, does that kind of give you an indication of her mind state during this ordeal, 48 hours
Yeah.
that she went missing?
Well, again, we want to talk in facts, and I do think it's highly unusual to the day that someone gets kidnapped, that 7 hours, 8 hours before that they're searching the internet, Googling the movie Taken about an abduction. I find that very, very strange. Yes.
Again, he's being so nice, y'all. If you know what we want to say to that, he says it's very strange. You know what you really want to say, detective. You already know what you want to say. You try to be nice, okay? You try to be diplomatic. I find that very shady and sketchy, and consciousness of guilt on her end. This girl over here basically planning this whole thing out. How you gonna conveniently research Amber Alert? What is it? What's that movie called again? Taking and all this stuff, and all of a sudden it happens to her. Girl, bye. Unless she's a psychic, she made this up, y'all. Come on now. Like Alyssa said, no crime. That speaks volumes. Okay.
Yeah. Do you feel confident, your investigators feel confident that you know why Carly Russell may have done this?
No, we do not know. Absolutely not.
Chief, can you explain for us, you mentioned that while I believe you said that Carly was on the phone with 911, she was traveling 6 football fields, which tells you what?
Which tells me that I've had kids, and I'm sure a lot of people here have, and it's very, very, again, she said it, and I'm not saying it couldn't happen, because I've always been one of these guys, never say never, but 6 football fields. I mean, I like athletics, I like football. 6 football fields. To think that a toddler, barefoot, that could be 3 or 4 years old, is going to travel 6 football fields without getting in the roadway, without crying, without any just moving down. It's just very hard for me to understand.
Right, another lie. So she claiming the baby ran 6 football fields. Girl, bye. Everything she's saying don't make sense. And you don't think the kid would have ran into the street and got hit by a car? Come on, the drivers would have been reported that. The flow of traffic was just still driving normal. There wasn't any type of slowdown, because if they seen a baby on the side of the road, people are nosy, right? There would have been a bunch of backed up traffic, people slowing down to figure out what's going on. You would have had way more people pulling over on the side of the road than just her. Everybody gonna try to pull and get that baby. I'm telling you, people gonna care about a little baby on the side of the road. She lying.
Chief, have you used any technology to enhance the video from 459? And did you see a man grab her?
We did not see, from what we can tell. We don't see anybody on the interstate other than her car, and then someone getting out of her driver's side.
Did y'all hear that? He said from what he could tell, the only person on the side of the road was her, and her getting out of the side of her car. And that's what we saw. Yesterday, when we watched the video, all we saw was her car. That was it on the side of the road, and just, grass and some street signs in the flow of traffic, of course. but there was no other person there. It sounded like she chopped the fence herself and got out of there to make it look like she got kidnapped. That's what she did. She hopped the side of the fence probably and then ended up getting an Uber. What if she got an Uber? If she got an Uber, she's done. I don't know if she got an Uber, but if they track that, she's done.
We have sent that off to the FBI for enhancement. It has not been returned.
Do you think in this case
from 459, and did you see a man grab her?
We did not see, from what we can tell. We don't see anybody on the interstate other than her car and then someone getting out of her driver's side.
Exactly.
We have sent that off to the FBI for enhancement. It has not been returned.
Do you think in this case that charges will be forthcoming towards Carlee Russell? And how serious of a crime is it to not only fabricate a 911 call, but to lie to law enforcement during an investigation?
Well, again, that's not something that we've been discussed since we're going through the still investigation. But people have to understand that when someone says something like this, we put every available resource. Everybody comes together from, like I say, state, local, federal. It's just a lot of work, and the gentleman earlier said frustrated. I mean, it is a little frustrating to think that all this has been done and we can't find anything out.
Did anyone see her calling in from the side of the road when she made that 911 call?
All of this is done, and then you guys can't find anything out because nothing happened, sir. You can't investigate a crime if there has been no crime.
Not to my knowledge.
All right, last question here.
Is this investigation held up until you can speak once again to Carlee Russell?
Well, there's a few things that we're still doing, but obviously we want to talk to Carlee as soon as we can. And do an in-depth interview, and at that time, I think we'll have these investigators doing some other things. So,
oh, you're right, Bruna. She did leave her phone. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. She did walk. She walked and she was eating them Cheez-Its on the way wherever she was going. Y'all, these cops are going to do more investigation. They're going to do the investigation, and they're going to find out the truth. They may have not got everything out yet, but they're going to find out everything. You know why she left that phone, though, right? She left that phone so they couldn't track where she went. Because if she would have brought that phone with her, she would have been done. They would have been able to track that she went to that Red Roof Inn and all that other stuff, right? So she didn't bring all her stuff with her, y'all, because she knew that was going to be able to trace her where she was. So of course, she left her phone and everything over there so they couldn't track her. So Bruno, you're right. She didn't get an Uber. It would have been funny if she did get an Uber because she would have been done. She clearly thought this out, y'all. She clearly did. All for a man, in my opinion.
That's all the questions we're going to.
So that's all the questions they had for her. But y'all, people in the streets are mad at this girl. They are cracking jokes about her. Y'all, they are having a fit with this girl. They're posting stuff. Look at this funny skit that they did about this girl. This is a hot mess.
Out here on the freeway. Is there any way you can send anybody? Because I'm scared for her. Please, somebody come help. Hey, yeah, I called them. Can you see my hazard lights? Yeah, I'm right here. Look, I don't know how long it's gonna take for them to get here, so don't be asking all these damn questions. Just make sure you right there when I get there, goddamn. Because I'm right here on I-459. It ain't gonna take them that long to get here. So just make sure you right there. Are you coming? Yeah, I'm putting a wig on my seat right now. Just hold on. I gotta make sure like something happen. Shit. I'm saying, you know it ain't gonna take them long to get there. They right around the damn corner tracing shit. Hold on, can't forget my damn phone. Hold on. Did you get my snacks and shit? Yes, I got your damn snacks. Now chill out. Shit. Here I come.
Hey.
What?
Have you checked the internet lately?
No, what's wrong?
Check your Facebook page.
They got a camera up there?
Apparently they fucking do.
Shit, I got to go home.
Hold on, let me get a quickie before you leave.
I got to go home. Yes, it's a toddler out here on the freeway. Is there any way you can send anybody? Because I'm scared for her. Please, somebody come help.
I'm done, y'all. That skit to me is probably what really happened too. That kid never said, "You got my snacks." I am so done. What if that's what I'm really happy, y'all. I'm hecka weak. And then this is from North Carolina B. He said, I cannot. And these people, let's see what people said in the comments. People said, laughing my A off. You know what? I'm just glad I'm a Delta because we would have never, because they basically talking about her sorority, I guess. This person said, I wondered if this would become a joke with the Reds. I'm not a Greek, but I wondered. They said it was coming. It's all fun, though, so hopefully nobody take it too seriously. This person said, bro, he went in them woods with that Target bag. This skit is funny, though, y'all. Y'all know this skit was hecka funny. I would play it one more time because that was hilarious. This person said, this is super funny because I'm pissed at her. I have been arguing with people trying to stand up for her. This person said, I am weak in the knees. I should have listened to Gerald like I normally do. I can't believe this hoax. This person said, I've been waiting for this. Roaster. Somebody said, I thought everybody knew about the traffic cameras. This person said, bruh, black folks play all day. That lady was really gone somewhere. When she went to the Red Roof Inn, that's where she was. Yeah, to the Red Roof Inn. That's what this person said with the $190 stuff in her left sock. But the kidnapper didn't take that. Exactly. And what do you think the kidnapper would have took that if they took pictures of her naked? Her story don't make sense, y'all. And see, when people lie, they don't think about all those small little details that you and I can catch, right? This person said, I don't think no one could top this reenactment. Let's play this reenactment one more time, y'all. This reenactment is hilarious.
Hey, yeah, I called him. Can you see my hazard lights? Yeah, I'm right here. Uh-huh. Look, I don't know how long it's gonna take for them to get here, so don't be asking all these damn questions. Just make sure you right there when I get there, goddamn. Because I'm right here on I-459. It ain't gonna take them that long to get here. So just make sure you right there. Yeah, I'm putting a wig on my seat right now. Just hold on. I gotta make sure like something happen. Shit.
I'm hecka weak when she said, yeah, I'm putting a wig on my seat right now. Oh my God, I'm done. What if she had two wigs with her? What if she brought one wig to plant there and make it look like it was a kidnapping, and she brought her other wig with her? And of course, she stashed that wig when she went home. I don't know, y'all. But this is funny, isn't it?
Hold on, can't forget my damn phone. Hold on.
Did you get my snacks and shit?
Yes, I got your damn snacks. Now chill out. Shit. Here I come.
Hey,
What?
have you checked the internet lately?
No, what's wrong?
Check your Facebook page.
They got a camera up there?
Apparently they fucking do.
Shit, I got to go home.
Hold on, let me get a quickie before you leave.
I got to go home. Yes, it's a...
Y'all know that's exactly probably what happened in my opinion. Y'all know as soon as she saw that cover, she was like, I gotta get home. Somebody else posted this. Taking Two is my movie. Basically, they're saying that her situation is the Taking Two movie, basically. This North Carolina B said in 2013, Carly tweeted that Take Two was her movie, but check out our comments. So this is from Carly. This is Carly's Twitter in 2013. Can you believe that? And she tweeted this. She said, Taken Two is my movie. So she already knew about the movie. And she'd been watching it back in 2013, according to North Carolina B. Said Carly Russell tweeted that Take Two was her movie. But check out our comment. That's crazy, y'all. This girl already was posting this on her Twitter. She told on herself. This person said, I just said she was making her own movie when she released the second statement. It's going to be Carly Russell Taken Two, laughing my butt off. This person said, where are all the people that cussed us out for saying that her story didn't make a lick of sense? Right, because people were coming in for people. North Carolina B said, yeah, because you wanted us to believe you were Taken Two. So okay, y'all, that's shady. She posted this on her Twitter, y'all. And this person said, I bet you mama didn't know about those Google searches. She in that house tearing her ass up. I know her mom and dad are probably interrogating her right now. That's why they won't let her speak to the officers. But you know they're going to protect her, though. They still not going to let her speak to officers because they don't want her to get in trouble. So even if they are going in on her, they're not going to tell the cops that. You know, parents are going to flip the script as soon as anything happens when it comes to law enforcement. That's why they're not letting her speak to the officers. This person said they involved the Secret Service and not the FBI. They took her case serious. See, that's messed up. How they set us back a decade. This person said, but I'm about to watch all three now. I've never seen them. I'm trying to see the similarities. I know I'm about to go watch Taken as well, because I think I was thinking about that other movie, guys, where that woman faked her kidnapping so that she can get back at her husband. I think this Taken movie is different. This person said, yeah, she tried to fake Taken. I know, it's just like, come on. Now people are going to go in on her. Look at, they got, these people are being petty. North Carolina beat is being petty. Look what he did. He did a whole, look at the gun right here. They took the cover here of the movie Taken and they put her face on there. They said, oh, baby, we here for the cut up. Guys, they are going in on this girl. I'm telling you, people everywhere. It's not even just that. It's like the neighborhood talk. I think I saw some on the neighborhood talk where people were saying stuff. Let me see. Neighborhood talk. Yeah, they had some stuff on her. Like, everybody is going in on this girl, y'all. They are going in on her. Let me see what they say about her over here. Oh, he fine. Who is this man? Sorry, I got caught up. Let's find. Okay, here it is. Taken 2 is my movie. Oh, here's the same thing right here. The neighborhood talk put the same thing that she posted here. This is what she posted. Look at that. August 9th, 2013 is when she posted this. Taken 2 is my movie. The neighborhood talk says, now, why y'all searching this girl Twitter page? Somebody said she was trying to recreate the movie, child. And these persons said, I need everyone saying we don't support Black women because we know when a lie is a lie to step up now. Right. So because people, okay, basically when people were calling her out for a liar, other people were saying, y'all don't support Black lives and y'all da-da-da-da. But they're like, y'all need to apologize because we just was calling her for what she is. We didn't really care if she was Black, white, or whatever she was. She was just lying, okay? Sometimes it doesn't have to do with ethnicity. It just has to do with this girl lying, period, okay? This person said, first they attack you for seeing, then when they see they change the subject. Now, y'all want to talk about how Black people shouldn't call out Black people. Right. People should call out whoever it is. It don't matter what color you are. Okay. I'm tired of people making it about ethnicity. Why is it always got to be about ethnicity? Why can't we just call people out no matter what they look like? If you're lying, you're lying. And she lying. Okay. It don't matter what she look like. She a liar. Okay. This person says she got fame she wanted from the Black community at that. Okay. People don't like her. She going to be laughing stock for years to come, y'all. She the Jussie Smollett too. This person said, Alexa, play Clout by Offset featuring Cardi B. They do anything for clout. This person says she's going to be taking a beat down in that cell if she really played with everybody. I still don't want to believe it because, girl, what was the reason? This person said Jussie Smollett didn't have SHIT on Carly. Right, because Carly put some serious damage in the Black community. I don't know why people like her would do that when especially Black people struggle so much, okay? Y'all, let's see what Candace.
A lot of people were like, oh, we need to believe Black women. Like, this story is worse than Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett hired 2 Nigerians to attack him in a polar vortex, fake attack him, throw some bleach on him. But at least, like, he hired someone to do this to him in an attempt to make it look real, even though he hired 2 big Black Nigerian men. But the reality of the situation is that Carly Smollett, Jussie 2.0, the female Jussie Smollett, she did this. She snatched her own wig. She snatched her own wig. Okay. A lot of people were like, oh, we need to believe Black women. Like, this story is worse than Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett hired 2 Nigerians to attack him in a polar vortex, fake attack him, throw some bleach on him. But at least, like, he hired someone to do this to him in an attempt to make it look real, even though he hired 2 big Black Nigerian men. But the reality of the situation is that Carly Smollett, Jessie 2.0, the female Jessie Smollett. She did this. Guys, she snatched her own wig.
I'm sorry. I kind of agree with Candace Owens on this one. Candace Owens is when she dragged her for it. She literally did. Like, she is worse than Jussie Smollett. It's like, seriously. Like, I'm with Candace Owens on this one. I actually agree with Candace on this. And she is worse than Jussie Smollett because she really set us back. This person says she ain't lying, though. Continues eating popcorn. Candace Owens with a few thoughts on the situation. This person said, here this girl go. That's why I'm mad at Carly. Just giving people like this another reason to say something about Black women. Exactly. She literally did give Candace Owens the microphone to really go in on Black people. And it's like, why? Why, Candace? You made us look like a laughing stock. This not only affected you, Candace. This not only affected you, Carly Russell. This affected the Black community as a whole. This affected other Black women. Like, she just made it so hard for so many people. So I know people are like, oh, don't go in on this girl. But I don't care. I'm sorry. I am, because she made it harder for me as a Black woman and other Black women out there who have a voice and made us a laughing fool. It's like she doesn't realize that her little lie affected so many lives. That's what's frustrating about her. This person say, why y'all post this white woman talking about some business that don't concern her? Everybody don't like, some people in the Black community don't like Candace because she be saying some weird stuff. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about what Candace had to say. I kind of feel like Candace has something to say. Let's see what this person says. This person said, y'all agree, neighbors, view previous posts. This person here, Carrington, said, and this was 3 hours ago, said, I hate to be that person, but this Carly Russell situation is an incredibly unfortunate thing for the Black community. Black people's, especially Black women's, kidnappings are already not taken as seriously. Now imagine the outcome of this situation. How selfish can you be? Right? This girl is just the epitome of evil to me. She damaged so many people in the Black life. And the thing is, she's in a Black sister sorority. How are you in a Black sorority with Black women and you're harming Black women by this lie? You harmed all your sorority sisters because they're Black too. Like, you just made it hard for everybody. And I don't get it. Sorry, I'm going in on this girl because I'm just mad. Anyway, this person said a few days ago, y'all were gaslighting people into bypassing their common sense to blindly believe a story that didn't make sense. The Believe Black Women Alliance said we hate ourselves because we didn't believe something that simply didn't make sense. Can we now have a conversation about Black women not being a monolith? We don't think the same, nor are we obligated to support something just because somebody's Black. Like, come on now. This had nothing to do with this girl's color. It had to do with her lying. Like, come on. Like, and how does she, like, here, this is the part where I find that she's straight line here, where she claims she stripped down naked and fed snacks, the snacks she was bought from Target. So they stripped her down and gave her snacks she bought from Target. I was blindfolded and woke up to being fed cheese crackers. Guys, this is a mess. But how does she get stripped down naked, right? And then all of a sudden she has all this $100 bills in her socks. Guys, that's a lie. That's a lie. And look what this person said. Bobby Light says, serious question. Does she go to jail for this? This person said, they won't be looking for the next Black girl. So I'm like, this girl just made it so hard. She really frustrates me for what she did. She's given so many people a reason to doubt Black lives. I'm done, guys. I had to come and talk about this one because this one really hurt the Black community. It really hurt me. It hurt so many other people. Like, why? Oh my God. I hope they do kick her out of the AKAs because she's not worthy to be an AKA. She's not even, you're supposed to be for Black women's lives and all that. And you over here lying and harming. No, I hope they kick her out. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean, y'all, but what she did was wrong. This person said, I wonder if anyone will erase her board all the lies Carly told from start to finish. Okay, girl. Exactly. That would be a good one. That would be a really good one. Sherry Hall says, it's funny how she got all her clothing back, shoes, socks, panties, bras, pants, shirt, and snacks, walked home. Girl, bye. Right. Exactly, Sherry. Yes, use your thinking cap. That's why we are opinionators and litigators in this community, in our group, because it's like you put your thinking cap on. If her boyfriend's saying she fought for her life, how does they just magically give her all her clothes back after she was stripped naked? And she has one small little abrasion on her lip? Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Get out of our courtroom. Court is now out of session. She got booted out the courtroom, y'all. She lying. I don't believe her story. I don't think anybody believe her story. And if they do, I'm sorry, y'all gonna have to go reevaluate your thinking caps, because you're prone to get deceived if you believe that girl. She lying. You're gullible if you believe that girl. I'm telling you, she's a lie. Okay? Abductor with Cheez-Its. Right. And you know, the movie I was talking about was Gone Girl, like somebody said in the chat. That was exactly the name of the movie I was thinking of. Thank you, Bruna. Yeah, it was Gone Girl with Ben Affleck. Yeah, that was the one that I was thinking of. But she just looked at the movie Taken. But I'm thinking of the movie Gone Girl is kind of what it sound like to me. Okay, she should have watched that movie. Alyssa, y'all taking me out, man. You guys are funny. I love y'all. All right, guys. Until next time, it was so nice talking to y'all, man. Y'all pray for this community. I don't know what's going to happen, y'all. We're going to come back with another story. But this girl's lying. And if there's any more updates, you know I'm going to come back for the updates. Love y'all. Take care. Toodaloo.